how much protein does one need? If you listen to the different bodies, there is the Indian Dietetics Association, there's a World Health Organization, there is this whole Stanford lifestyle medicine, there is the US Association of Dietitians, there are these high-end influencers like the Peter Attias of the world. And if I just were to listen to all of them, the range I will get is all over the place. I will share with you what we have come to a conclusion based on looking at about 1,000, more than 1,000 people have gone through our various programs over time. We've had a chance to see what has worked for different people. We have all this data at an aggregate level on what has worked, what has not worked. And I will share our recommendation. I'll share what I personally do in my life. So if you are very sedentary, okay, you don't do almost anything, you just basically move around a little bit around the house, yeah, sure, zero 0.8 to 1 gram per kilogram of body weight is fine. And the key word there is it prevents deficiency. But I hope we are not in the mode of preventing deficiency. I hope we are in the mode of figuring out what we need to do to thrive, not just about survive. The next category is the light exercise 3 to 4 times a week. Here, I put a larger range, 1 to 1.4. I would push heavily towards more of the 1.4 grams per kilogram of body weight if you're doing light exercise. Okay. If you're an endurance athlete, means you are going for a proper run 3 times a week. You are doing some reasonable level of strength training 2 to 3 times a week. I would absolutely push for 1.6, and frankly, I might even push a little bit higher. Okay, for people in this category, more like 1.8 grams per kilogram. Heavy strength training. Now, this is where it is the recommendations by almost everybody who knows what they're talking about in my book is 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram. This is a lot of protein. Okay, but I have found that it is critical. Now, I know there are a reasonable number of people on this call who fall in this bucket. They're in that 50 age group, slightly lower, slightly higher, but hovering in that range. And there you see a pretty wide range. I fall in that bucket. So I can tell you that for me, my consumption is very, very close to that 1.8 grams per kg. The one thing I can tell you is most of us tend to overestimate how much protein we are having.